Good evening. So I posted a picture of this, let's see, earlier today on the groups, and it was something I found. I was searching Google Images. I'm not exactly sure what I was Googling at the time. I believe it was something Victorian, probably not vintage, probably Victorian. And I came across these, and I call it the Google rabbit hole. I mean, there's also a rabbit hole on Pinterest, and there's definitely one on YouTube. But when I say the Google rabbit hole, it's when you search something, and you kind of keep clicking on, like you click on an image, and then there's more images that are like that, and you kind of end up, an hour and a half, 2 hours later, you're like, wait, how did I end up here? So that's the Google rabbit hole. And this is what I came across, and it was these printouts, and I was trying to figure out, it's kind of embarrassing, but it probably took me longer to figure out what the heck they were, but I really thought they were cool. But I did actually figure out what they were, and I did put them together. I just fussy cut them out. First of all, I printed them on some cardstock, something with a little meat on the bone. And then like I said, I fussy cut them out. I did back them. I did decide to make it a little sturdier, so I did end up backing it. I'll show you when I show you the finished thing. And that seemed to help stiffen it up. So it was a little bit of fussy cutting, but it wasn't really too intensive. But like I said, it took me a little while to figure out exactly what these were. And I don't know if I came across an image of one all done or if I just figured it out, because I actually had saved the images probably a couple weeks ago at this point. And I finally decided to print them up today. I needed a little something to fulfill my crafting addiction. So, and I didn't really want to start a full project just because I had to go to work. So, work gets in the way of crafting. It's not fun. But this is actually what they are. They're fans. And I thought it was pretty neat. I thought it was pretty. It was something different. I did back it on black paper, which you don't have to do. I just did it because I wanted to make it a little sturdier. The other thing I did was you can see on these, I punched, there's like a little spot for holes. So once I got them, I don't have those in frame. Once I got them cut out, I did punch out those holes, and I used the brad to stick them together, to hold it all together. But I kind of decided I wanted to actually glue them together, so I did put like a little fine bead of glue and just overlapped, because I wanted it to stay open as more of an embellishment. And I decided to add, at the bottom, I just added some lace, added some lace bows, put some little bit of bling down there. I did these really tiny pearls that I happen to have. And then just to finish off the back, because the brad was there, and the brad is actually what's holding on the lace hanging pieces. The bow's hot glued. This is just held on by the brad. I decided to just kind of finish off that back with just a 1-inch punch, circle punch. The other thing I also did was, because I printed on white paper, it was when I left, because I do leave an edge when I fussy cut. I don't like to cut right up against the image. Sometimes I feel like it gets, if you cut too much off or whatever, you kind of really, you may have just messed it up. And I don't want to, I'd rather leave myself a little extra. I can always go back and trim off more. Can't put any more back on. But because I used the white paper, I did use one of my distress inks. I believe it was the Tim Holtz Tea Dyed on one of those Tim Holtz sponge applicator jobs, and I just real light went over mainly the edges. I really didn't get too into the image, but I just wanted to hit the edges just to give it more of an antique look. And my mom had actually brought up the point of, well, are you gonna distress the lace? And at the time I said no, and then after she said it, I thought about it for a minute. And I said, oh, she might have been right. But hindsight's 20/20, and I could always maybe just stick something in behind here, like a piece of scrap paper or something, and I could probably get in there. But I didn't want the lace to look dirty, so that's why I didn't really go that route. The other thing I did was I just added little stickles just around the heart-shaped borders, just to add a little bling. But I don't know, I mean, I did print this on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I can scale it down, which I may do if I do actual embellishments, because this size is a little, it's pretty big. I could grab a ruler and kind of get a approximate size. It does have quite a bit of size to it, so if I was going to do it as an embellishment, I would probably scale it down to a little bit smaller scale. I was also thinking of not putting them together, but sending it out like as a goodie, as an extra. So yeah, it's almost 7, just under 7 inches by about 3 3/4 high. But that was out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And there's like other ones because they have letters in them. So you can actually do love, and these have multiple letters on them, of, and things like that. But I have other ones that just had the single letters, like these that I downloaded. So yeah, I thought they were kind of cool, but I was thinking of sending them out as like all the parts that you would need to put it together yourself as a goodie, especially when you're sending like flat mails and different things like that. I thought maybe that would be a good idea. And then if you have a brad, use it. If not, just glue them together like I did. Or staple, whatever you want to do, really. I just covered the back, like I said, just to keep it clean. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. I mean, I just kind of made it just to do something. And like I said, I just kind of happened to go into my images in my phone, and I was like, oh, you know, I could actually print those out and mess with those today. And it came out really well. I really was actually quite impressed with it. Like I said, when I saw the images, I thought they were cool, but it took me probably a little longer than I should admit to figure out what the heck they were. And once I realized what they were, I think I may have seen an image of them. Oh man, I'm sorry, there are bugs flying around here because I'm outside, and now that I turn these bright lights on, the big bug just landed on me and it kind of freaked me out. But yeah, I do like it. I'm probably definitely going to make more. Like I said, I'm going to probably scale them down, and I may send them out with some of my swaps too. I don't know if I would decorate a box with it, or, I mean, if I scale it down, I would definitely think it would make cool gift, like gift tags, you know, as an embellishment on a gift tag. I'm always looking for different shapes and different things to put on gift tags. But, and it did fold up nicely, but for what I was just kind of messing with it, I decided to glue it, because it does kind of flop, and I wanted to keep all the gaps, and I wanted to keep it all even and everything, so. But like I said, I think I might send them out as goodies and swaps, because I think they're different, unique. But they are out there, and you know, sometimes you find those weird things when you go down the Google rabbit hole, as I always call it. YouTube definitely has a rabbit hole. I start looking up craft stuff, the next thing I know, I'm on conspiracy theories of the Illuminati. I don't even know how I get there half the time. But yeah, it happens. And I'm pretty sure I am not the only one. But yep, so that was my little crafty creation today. My little something just to feed the craft addiction before I left for work. But yep, I just wanted to show it. The images are really cute. They are very Victorian. There's a lot of like these little cherubs and these little, I don't know if I would call it a cameo, but maybe just a portrait. And they're pretty different. I really, really did like them, and I think a lot of embellishing could be done on these. This is just what I did. I tried to keep it simple. But I was actually very happy with the result. I mean, honestly, if you have one of those print and cut machines or those scan and cut machines, that would probably work perfectly for these. But I just fussy cut and then just, like I said, ink the edges. That kind of kicked off some of that bright white. I don't know if black paper was a great idea for the backing, but, you know, I could always do something else at another time. I mean, even doing the like the napkins, like, you know, when people decoupage the napkins on there, that might be kind of nice to do, or, you know, even a pattern paper. The other thing we were thinking of was an idea my mom actually had, was since it was glued together, would be to like take lace and like line the top to kind of give it more of a lacy top, which would be kind of cool. I was even thinking of cutting just like a half circle that would be hidden behind here, and using like a lacy border punch or something, because I actually have a nice lace border punch. I just got it, and I used it on the stationery box cards. I used that lacy punch. So yeah, even something like that. I just felt like this was kind of cool. It was different. It could definitely be shabby chic'd up, because I know everybody's kind of into that. And it can definitely be distressed more. I actually just got that Tim Holtz edge distressor, I guess is what it's called. It's kind of a little round thing, and it's got like a blade in there and it's pretty safe to use. I mean, you're not going to cut yourself or anything. You can't get a finger in there. I tried. Because, you know, I'm just that person. Can I hurt myself with this? Let's try. But anyway, you can't. But even distressing the edges a little bit. I mean, even backing it with some fabric. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely some things you can do. And it is functional. I mean, it does move some air. If you're hot. Oh, woe is me. It's hot out here today. I don't know. Went Southern on that one. Had to pull out my Southern Belle. New Yorker doing the Southern Belle doesn't really work out too well. But anyway, I'm getting a little silly. It's getting kind of late. It's about 11 o'clock. Yeah. But I was happy with this. Wanted to show it. And I had posted the picture, and I was kind of wondering if people were kind of, you know, I had gotten a couple comments, well, what are they? What is it? They really didn't figure it out either. But like I said, I think I finally actually found a photo of it put together, and that's how I figured out what it was. Other than that, it was embarrassing. I couldn't figure out what they were. But I just, you know, it's one of those things, I don't know what it is, but I know I like it. So I printed them, and like I said, don't be afraid of the Google rabbit hole. You kind of come out with some cool stuff once in a while. Well, thanks for watching. That's the project. Again, don't know what I'm going to put it on or do with it, but like I said, it might just get sent out as a goodie. And like I said, I think I'm going to do some smaller ones. That's for sure. I'm going to scale it down and do some smaller ones, because I think they will come really in handy. And then I was almost thinking of putting, like, because this is 6 and it just happens to be 1 page. But I have, like, this is a totally different set from the one I put together. So I'm wondering if I could, like, put 6 more together and do, like, a full circle. I don't know, again, what I would do with that. What the application would be, but I think if I did it smaller, I would almost use it like a doily. And then just do something in the middle for, you know, some kind of embellishment. Some kind of flower cluster or something in the middle with lace and trim and stuff and ribbon. I don't know, yeah, I thought that could make kind of a cool... Yeah, the wheels are turning. But the problem is I don't even really know what they're called. I don't know, paper fan parts. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't Google it, so I kind of got off trail there, and that's how I ended up with them, but I almost want to see, like, if there was, like, vintage Santa Clauses, because I think that would make a really cool, like, shaped card, or excuse me, not shaped card, a shaped, gift tag would be kind of cool. But anyway, that's what I made, and I'm happy with it, and let me get back on screen here. And thanks for, listening to me ramble about a paper fan. Have a good night.